Hello everybody, this is Tetra the artist on her 5th attempt at doing her green belt lock. ABUS 7240. Sit down for a minute and I think I might have the key, which is extra light tension. Seems to me whenever I'm on camera I always way over crank the tension. I'm gonna go for a light touch this time. There's that pulse set. I think I'm one away. Counter rotation. Realize I'm going at it a bit like a Neanderthal here, but my hands have been cramping up a little trying to do this one because it requires so much upward pressure with the pick. I think on our last pin here, I'm just going to try and find it with the last big hook here. medium for the first pass. All right, here we go. 3 really good clicks. Going hopeful on this one. 4th click. Full set way in the back. Ooh, close on this one. Ah. Hey! Ooh! Did not think I was gonna get that one on camera. Oh, that is that's good. Good deal. Did just drop the keys back in, but fuck it, I do not care. Take the get the key here. Just going to spend the rest of this time gutting the lock. Going to relock this. Get the key in there. All right. I'm gonna go grab a screwdriver real quick and I will be right back. Get my bit driver. Get that little Phillips way down in there. Now, a while ago, I did make a challenge lock for a buddy of mine. I didn't bother doing the write-up on it because it wasn't really like an official challenge lock according to the like the Blue Belt Challenge recommendations. But it was done with an ABUS 7240. So I have done this before, and this time I do have the right tools for the job, so hopefully this will not be a gutting disaster. Real stiff screw on here. Get that out. I'm just going to set the shackle aside over here. All right. This little guy here. I'm going to get that C-clip off. And so, if I remember right, the first time I did this, the pins are like right there in that line here. So if you want, you can kind of keep them here to not drop while you're pulling the plug follower through. First things first, I'm gonna get that C-clip off. I've used this tool before, so let's see, it's big. Seems about right. be honest, I'm probably should have practiced with the tool a little bit more. But also, I'm the idiot who got this off with pliers the first time, so maybe I'll just grab that. Okay, I'm getting a pokey tool. Alright, let's try these. I remember having luck just pushing them in here like this. Just kind of snapping them out that way. Hey, what do you know? Works like a charm. So, if you're an idiot like me and have, like, no idea how to use this thing, C-clips can be popped off. Just jam them under the little circular thing here. I really should learn how to use things before I buy them. Alright, C-clip. My little sparrows holder. See, I'm gonna rotate this way. Should I get my vise? I don't know. I'm gonna grab the plug follower. Should be noticed, if you are gutting one of these for the first time, you may want to keep an eye out for these suckers, because these will drop all of your pins out. If you rotate them this way, I'll do it slightly so you can see them peek out just a little bit. Those guys will run and jump all the way out to your carpet, and you will never find them again. So, if the pins are this way, we're gonna go this way. Sorry I'm taking like a million years on this. I just want to make sure I don't explode all this on camera and be just the worst, so. Oh, cool. I think I just dropped all of them. Sweet. Well, just a little bit of a baby gutting disaster. It's fine. I think that first pin popped out on me. It's alright, I didn't lose the decoder. Dang. Oh well. I should just all let him go at this point. Get a nice clean Bible here. Make sure all the pins are out. I mean, they exploded, but I was going to change the order anyways, so it's not the end of the world. Ooh, kind of chewed on one of my springs here. Might be able to recompress that. I have a couple backup springs, and a fun fact, if you are like me, an owner of these Sparrows repinning kits, and you pick something like an ABUS 7240, and you're like, oh no, so these pins are so small, I can't possibly have spare parts for them, but alas, we do. So if you pull out these little baggies you get with this pinning kit, you will have these suckers. But that's not the same thing. So you have these pins, which are huge compared to the, you know, the tiny little, yeah, I could get a ruler. I don't know what the size is offhand for the 7240. But you can actually use these little pin-shaped guys that go on the back of these practice locks. They're for this star cap holder. This and the spring underneath it is the exact size for these springs. So on a whim, when I was making a challenge lock for my buddy, I actually made a couple security pins out of these little like thick rods. I don't even know what the official name for these guys are. These rods that go in the back of the practice kit can absolutely be filed in half to scale, or to the size you need for the pin, and used as a backup pin for smaller locks. So I'm gonna grab one of these springs. These springs are just about identical in size. Maybe a little wider. I think this one's got another one in it. Yeah, these guys are all bound up. Regardless, I have some extra springs. So thank you, shout out to Sparrows for having some extras in their kits. It's really nice when you have a gutting disaster. And you need some backups. All right. So I am going to dump these out, but I'm probably going to keep the key the same for now, but I will change the order of the security pins. 3, 4. Shoot this one over. That's number 6. All right, so we got our internals there. Let's set up a new pin order. Just gonna get the springs down here. Let's get those ready to go. Got our mangled spring, which we're gonna leave out, and bring one of our good ones in. Cool. All right. One. I'm gonna throw that smooth one right in the center there. Put a smaller pins there. This here. And that. So this is what I'm gonna do. Nothing too fancy. Just lightly changing the order of this. So, yeah. All right, let's get to pinning. The Bible here. First things first, I'm gonna need to drop the new springs back into the hole. Let's see, I'm just gonna... It's pretty easy on locks like this to forget which orientation you have. So if you've ever gotten to this stage and kind of panicked a little bit, remember that there is one piece of hardware that goes to the outside, which is that little screw hole. So that'll be how you remember which side is back. Some of these locks look like it would be the other way. So on these ones, you'll have that screw in the back that I screwed at the beginning. Just a friendly little reminder. So you have a nice, easy way of telling front from back. So this will be like that, because I did the back on the left side, front on the right. All right, let's start with the back pins, spring. So shout out to Delta 44 and whatever wholesaler they use for these little grabby pliers. Very, very nice for repinning. Has made my life so much easier. I'm gonna go ahead and just drop all the springs in now. Should be careful on these, because if you notice, the springs like to rest just above the ridge. So it's really important to not drag those guys as you're putting the rest of the lock through, or your plug follower through, to not drag those springs through the inside of the Bible, and you'll have all these really jacked up guys, probably like our, I'll show our messed up spring here. This guy got dragged a little bit. Oh well. Don't worry about it. Got 3 springs loaded in. Say I do appreciate having these little holes on top, because it is a nice way to be able to quickly eyeball from the top down which springs are loaded and which springs are empty. And if you've ever, like me, lost a pin in a non-sprung hole, it's really easy to spot them, because you'll see a couple of copper doodads sticking their heads out there. Spring number 5. Doesn't want to go. It's like a little magnetic fella. Must have got a little magnetized. All right. Got all 6 springs loaded in there. Now to get our plug follower ready. All right, from the back forward, we're gonna grab our plug follower. We're just gonna get it in the back there, and it's just gonna be lightly touching that first spring, or I guess our back spring. And we're just gonna do it in reverse order, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, using the security pins in this top row here. This, you're going to rotate the plug follower so this vertical split section is facing up and down. As you go in, you can, so I'll try to do this on camera. Way in, Then I can just lightly, probably can't quite see in there, but I can lightly tap the spring in the back. I feel it get a little springy. Awesome. I'll try coming in from the back for the first one. Oh yeah, okay. I'm remembering a little trick I could do, which is using the tops of these. When I made the challenge like the first time, is you can run a little spike down the center of that to help plunge the pin down and hold it in place. So I kind of get it in place, kind of just lightly settled in there. Get a pick probably. Let's see. Get my pokiest pick. These guys, and we're just gonna get them stacked in there. Lightly push down from the top. You know what? I'm gonna get this out on the vise. All right, so now I've kind of speared that that pin down there, because these have like a nice little grabber holder, so you can push right through that little hole in the center, and you get your plug follower wherever it is toggle left. Just jam it in there as hard as you can. Just rotate. Now we've got our first pin stuck in there. And honestly, once that first one's done, it gets a lot easier. Bring back pins. So from my perspective, I'm just looking top down again until I get settled in that spring hole. And then I just take this guy and run it through the next spring hole over, which is right here. Right until I'm on top of that, and I just push it down until it goes all the way into the spring and compresses the spring down. It should be trapped in there. And just kind of jam that in. All right, number 2. And you just repeat. I say if you've got the option, try to go through these little guys. Makes your life a whole lot easier. And also, get the pinning tweezers. Like I've done this with and without. Highly recommend the pinning tweezers. There's a reason they're for the job. 2, 3, 4. Let's get settled on that spring. Push through. Bad contact. All right, I missed that one. Just kicked the pin to the side a little. Misstrike. Let's back the plug follower up ever so gently. Yeah, you know when you got it because it just kind of slides right through. It's probably the easiest feeling motion of all the possible outcomes when you're doing this. So you should just slide clean through. If you hear any clicks or any rumbles, it's probably wrong. All right, now just push the next row in. You know, one of these little rotates every now and then. Just make sure you're hearing little. All right, pin 3. Settling into the hole for pin 3. Contact with the pin. Push through. Out. All right, last 2 pins. Hopefully all goes well. Lost the pin in that one. Whoop. Brilliant. Take them through. Pushing from this opposite side, and then plug followers almost through. Really like these plug followers from Delta 44. Something about having the little striped lines makes it easier to visually kind of count in how much you're moving it. popped. Let's try and grab it. Where'd you go? Last pin through, plug follower, tied up against, and all the way through. Let's give a little roll. Should be able to hear some audible dragging of the pins, just lightly rubbing against that. If you hear anything more than scraping, if it sounds like dragging, that's good. If you hear, or like, the spring is what you really want to hear for. You might even be able to see on the side down here if you have a light to be able to see if anything's dragging. But so far, everything feels good. Everybody went down normal, so let's get the rest of the key going. We're just gonna put these right back in the same order. So we want the key to still function. We're just gonna go 5, 6, 5. Four. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Nice and smooth now. Looking good. All right. Now, here's the tricky bit. Because we don't want to drop either of the pins through this roll. Take your out of the vise. And don't just drop the pins out of the Bible like I did. Ugh. Well, you gotta do it all on camera, right? Might as well mess up on camera. Oh no. I did the meme. This is a good point though. If you ever do just do what I did and just drop all of them, you can just slowly work it out by process of elimination. Too high, move to a different one. Still sticking out too much. Just turn it over, grab only that one, and keep moving them till he fits. Still too high. I guess right here. Hey, what do you know? They're smooth. This is why we don't move the vise while we're holding the pins in. All right, all nice and smooth. Looking good. I'm gonna set that aside for right now. Try not to drop her out. I'm gonna take this out of the vise. I'm gonna wrap up here. All right. We do our best not to drop anything we set up. Just get the Bible. We're just gonna get this so its top part is facing where the pins are. We don't want these immediately getting stuck in the pin, so we're going to rotate it slightly as well. Like this. So it's sideways, and the metal bit and the top of the plug follower kind of kiss there. You're just gonna slide them all the way through, nice and smooth. And I think we are good. I'm gonna get this clip on. Make sure it points to this. Be a little indent. Oh, let's see if we can get it to focus. All right, let's be a little hole in there, right there. You gotta get the middle of the C-clip to kiss that. Careful with those C-clips, it's very easy to jam yourself with them. Great, I think we're good. All right, last step, putting this guy back in the shackle. Make sure it lines up with this, let's focus. Just gonna line the little spinner here. Make sure it goes in. Before you lock it up, make sure it works. It's a simple thing to mess up, but don't want the lock laughing at you when you're done with it. And drop the screw back down here. Get and that is it. Key still works, shackle works, and repinned, gutted, all that lovely stuff. This has been Tetra the Artist, going for her green belt. Somebody was asking about my card last time. This is white, yellow, orange, and the locks that got them open. Hopefully going to be adding a ABUS 7240 down there. Thank you all for spending time with me picking locks. Have a good day.